SH. Please note, in celebration of Black History Month, BB Clement presents Afro Global Networking Lunch 2025. Speaker, Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. The date is Monday, the 27th of October 2025, from 12 noon to 3 p.m. The venue is Stevenson Howard LLP, 1 Finsbury Circus, City of London. The postcode EC2M7SH. Please note, this is an exclusive event with limited spaces. The fee comes at £60 ordinary, for VIPs £75. For more information, please contact reception at augustinclement.com or call 0203 223 0800. This program is sponsored by Stevenson Howard. In celebration of Black History Month, BB Clement presents Afro Global Networking Lunch 2025. Speaker, Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. The date is Monday, the 27th of October 2025, from 12 noon to 3 p.m. The venue is Stevenson Howard LLP, 1 Finsbury Circus, City of London. The postcode EC2M7SH. Please note, this is an exclusive event with limited spaces. The fee comes at £60 ordinary, for VIPs £75. For more information, please contact reception at augustinclement.com or call 0203 223 0800. This program is sponsored by Stevenson Howard. Hey, Charlie, you're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy, you stressed out, tired? God, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR, S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse. Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodoma, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prum Prum Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for star, R for radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse. Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Prum Prum, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodoma, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prum Prum Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for star, R for radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse. Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for star, R for radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hello, beloved. My name is Reverend Michael, Recruitment Science Yama, and this is my wife.
I am Isabella Elom Isiama.
Amen. For the past 7.5 years, this was our home. This is where many people have come to hear the word of God. Many people have come to celebrate. Many celebrations have taken place. We've seen various Christmas services, Easter services, various Sunday services, youth empowerment programs, men empowerment programs, women empowerment programs, many baby dedications, memorial services, birthday celebrations, and so on and so forth. People coming and being blessed. It has been a home, a joy, a beacon of hope to the community. As at the back end of last year, we've been asked to move from here. That was a very difficult moment for us as a church. As God will have it, we have found a place, we have found a home that will help us not to continue to do just the same, but to reach out more and to engage the community more.
We found a home in Andover, a church building that will suit our needs and help us advance the gospel while serving our community. In addition to what we have already done in the past few years, we are also hoping to hold outreach programs, youth empowerment programs, career days for the youth, feed the homeless, feed the elderly, have big breakfast mornings, musical concerts, fun days, and so many ideas that we have on the table that we want to implement. And we are calling on you today to stand with us and support us financially so that we can purchase this property to advance the gospel and to serve the community and to help us continue the good work that we are already doing. We are counting on you and we are calling out to you to stand with us to make this dream a reality. If you are in the position to support us financially, please lend a hand to help us complete the purchase of this property, to serve the people around us, and also to advance the gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ.
Yes, indeed, beloved, there is a saying that every little helps. If you are led to support us, to donate to this genuine cause, to help to push the work of God, to complete the purchase of the church building the Lord has given us, details will be on the screen. If in case you are in doubt, details, our contact details will be on the screen as well. Please do not hesitate to reach out to us for further clarifications, or if in doubt. We'll be happy to hear from you, and we'll be more than happy to receive of your generous donation and to complete the purchase of the church building the Lord has given us. God richly bless you.
Amen.
And we are hoping to hear from you soon.
Amen.
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 'Twas grace that thought my
There are three simple
SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Starr, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse. Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Prampram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prampram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hey, Charlie. You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy. You stressed out. Tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy. JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep. In celebration of Black History Month, BB Clement presents Afro Global Networking Lunch 2025. Speaker Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. The date is Monday, the 27th of October 2025 from 12 noon to 3 p.m. The venue is Stevenson Howard LLP, 1 Finsbury Circus, City of London. The postcode EC2M7SH. Please note, this is an exclusive event with limited spaces. The fee comes at £60 ordinary, for VIPs £75. For more information, please contact reception at augustineclement.com or call 0203 223 0800. This program is sponsored by Stevenson Howard.
The best radio show. Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
All around the world. In your car.
At work.
At home.
On your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Your heart is aching. Smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. Hey, this is Archie and you are listening to Starr Radio UK and the Morning Show.
This is Starr Radio. This is UK. Starr Radio UK. This is Starr Radio UK.
Welcome. Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
Enlighten your day with Starr Radio. Starr Radio. Radio for the people, by the people.
Okay, let me say massive good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth, and those of you on other planets as well. I want to salute each and every one of you and welcome you to the Monday edition of the morning show. Today is Monday, the 13th day of October, the year 2025, a year that lots of history is being made, and well, you are alive and therefore you are also making history, and whatever walk of life that you find yourself in, you are doing something there, and therefore I would say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth. And those of you on other planets, we say welcome to planet Earth and welcome to the Starr Radio UK morning show. And I remain yours sincerely, the one and only.
This is the morning show with Archie.
If you don't know now, you know. All right then. Now let's let me say good morning to my able producer, Mr. Francis Guy Perry. Good morning to you. Good morning to HRH Linda Pallien, who will be joining us during the course of the program. And let me say good morning to Mr. Frank Davids, Mr. Olaimi Koiki, KB Bossman, Vicky Newton. Massive good morning to you all there. Hope you are all doing very, very well. And let me say good morning to Bishop Adesina Anthony Adedeji Aziz Shamsuddin, Ajani Ajala. Good morning to you, Professor Banja Kintoye, Dr. Sandhya Deyamwego, and all of you who listen to us live on the Koiki Media platforms, Yoruba Nation platforms, and the United States of Biafra platforms. I salute each and every one of you. May I also take this opportunity to say good morning to Attack Coffee in Ashaman and the chief of Ashaman himself, Niana Najo. Massive good morning to you, sir. Hope you are all doing very, very well. Also, let us say good morning to no other one but the one and only Eben, all the way in Cape Town, South Africa. Antonio, good morning. Special good morning goes to Delta in Kumasi, Rosie in Accra, and Mom, Mrs. Vina Hammond. Massive good morning to you all there. Once again, welcome to the Starr Radio UK Monday edition of the morning show. Let me put it this way: all protocol observed. If I didn't mention your name, it's not that I hold you. Nah. All that I want to say, thank you very much for tuning in, and welcome to the show. So by way of program, I'm going to bring you the quote for the day. The weather forecast will follow suit, then the travel update. Over from there to have a look at some of the stories making the rounds across the globe that is known as global trotting. Then after which we'll look at some of the other stories making the rounds, and yes, the details of it. Then at a quarter to 12, the line is activated so you can add your voice to the discussion. Exactly at 12 o'clock, we bring the first part of the program to close. Then we'll take you to Cyprus, where we'll have HRH Linda Pallien joining in to bring you Career 101. Then exactly at 12:30, we bring the curtains down for the end of the program. So in the gist, that's what's going to happen this morning. So wherever you are, do me a massive favor, share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones, and invite them to do what? To like our pages as well. So let me once again say welcome on board. Get yourself gathered up. Yes, if you are standing, hold on to something. If you are sitting, sit very comfortably. Get yourself a hot or cold drink, whichever is appropriate, and let's take this journey not to the unknown but to the known. Felix, good morning to you. Captain Felix Tete, good morning to you. Reverend Michael Esiama, good morning to you. BB Clement, good morning to you all there. All right then, so let's crack on. Well, the quote for the day says what? Your character tells others who you are. I rest my case. Your character tells others who you are. So what are you? What are you? All right then. So you don't want to know more? We're going to be telling you more about everything that is going on there. And let me bring you what is going on when it comes to the weather front. It's quite an interesting one, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to the weather front, seeing what is happening there. Okay, so on the weather front for London and the southeastern part of England, well, I woke up this morning, looked through the looked through the windows, and I found out that it's drizzled or it's rained. There was a bit of rain there. I was like, okay, but well, this is what is going to happen today. Will be largely cloudy with a chance of the odd spot of light rain or drizzle locally. A few brief brighter spells are possible as well. Tonight will be mostly cloudy with a chance of some little drizzle at times. Locally, a mild night. The top temperature is going to be 17 degrees. The lower is going to be 12 degrees. UV level is going to be low. Pollution is going to be low. Sunset 18:12 and sunrise for tomorrow morning 07:20 hours. And that brings us to the end of the weather forecast. And it's now time for us to move on to the travels. As we say, keep your eyes on the roads, keep your eyes on the roads. As keep navigated, I promise our bomb. For those of you in London using the underground this morning, I can tell you shortly, all the lines are working. The underground lines are giving out good service or working good. In good service, yes. DLR, London Tramlink, and London Overground, good service there as well. Taking us straight to the major roads in London. And what is happening there on the major roads in London? Well, good service throughout. No exceptional delays there as well. So it's a good day, right? Okay, it's only on the riverbanks that we have an issue there. Woolwich Ferry has reduced service. For Monday, the October 13th, that's today, Woolwich Ferry will operate a one-boat service due to a planned exercise. Delays are possible due to reduced service. So if you're going to be using it, please check and be on time so you don't miss any of your appointments there. But other side, all the others are running a good service. The landing cable car, as usual, good service there, bringing us to the final segment of the travel update, and that is the National Rail. Keep your eyes on the roads. Now, on the National Rail this morning, Gatwick Express has no service. Northern Rail, ScotRail, Southeastern Railways are also offering special service. Southwestern Railway, Southern Thameslink also offering special services. That aside, all the others are running a good service, and that is why I will say it once again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth. Enjoy your commute for today. But you know what? Continue to keep those eyes where? On the roads. Let's take a quick break. We come back and I'll be bringing you nothing else but global trotting. So get yourself, get it up, and let's take a quick break, and I will be with you. In celebration of Black History Month, BB Clement presents Afro Global Networking Lunch 2025. Speaker, Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. The date is Monday, the 27th of October 2025 from 12 noon to 3 p.m. The venue is Stevenson Howard LLP, 1 Finsbury Circus, City of London. The postcode EC2M7SH. Please note, this is an exclusive event with limited spaces. The fee comes at £60 ordinary, for VIPs £75. For more information, please contact reception at augustineclement.com or call 0203 223 0800. This program is sponsored by Stevenson Howard.
Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Yo, what's up, people? This is a boy Raskin Bobo One. Tune in every day, every night at the Starr Radio UK with the big man them Archie. When I say Orta, you say fire.
Welcome back to the program. This is Starr Radio UK, and this is the Monday edition of the morning show. That time exactly 10 minutes past the top of the hour, and let's go global trotting. All right, then. So what have I got for you? Well. In the UK front, car makers go on trial over Dieselgate emission cheat claims. Now, the trial is the latest chapter of what has become known as the Dieselgate scandal. Well. Let me tell you more about all that. Now, blowing whistle on racism killed my career, ex-England rugby player has said, and two charged with murder of Lost Prophet singer Ian Watkins, who died in prison attack. And Badenoch demands Prime Minister address on answered China spy case questions. And then Starmer arrives in Egypt ahead of summit on Gaza plan. A heartbreak after modified e-bike fire destroys home. And a woman has been arrested after girl 2 and boy 3 die. Was she the one who might have caused their death, or what role did she play in that? Lloyd warns car finance scandal could cost it £2 billion. Boy, oh boy. All right then, let's move on to some other stories making the rounds in other parts of the world. The biggest one pertains to Trump saying war is over Gaza, in Gaza as he flies to Israel for release of hostages. The U.S. president tells reporters on board Air Force One the ceasefire is going to hold. Now, I was having a discussion this morning with my wife before we leave in, and then I was saying that, you know what, there is this notion that war is good, war is not good, and I say war is business, is big business. Those who are firing their missiles or weapons or using their whatever, using their stock, okay, depleting their stock. That's the right word to do. Then after that, they have to restore, okay. And those who don't have it, because of the threat of everything, need to shore up their defense, and therefore will need to buy some more. So those in the arms industry, boy, oh boy, when they see war, they rub their hands and say, money don't come. Well. So that seems to be what is happening. But some people think, oh yeah, it's bad. Oh yeah, people are dying when they throw any one of the bombs. Boom. You know what people are making out of that? Well, freed hostages reuniting with families as Trump addresses Israel's parliament, and clashes erupt between Hamas forces and armed clan members in Gaza City. We'll be telling you more about that. Divided front. Israeli praise Trump at huge rally ahead of expected hostage release by Hamas in Gaza. That was what was happening. Hamas presses Israel to free prominent prisoners as part of Gaza deal, but would that happen at all? And Hamas mobilizes fighters in Gaza as fears of internal violence mounts up. Well, you have caused all this to happen to us. Well, but what do you think about that? U.S. to send 200 troops to Israel to monitor Gaza ceasefire, and Qatar to build Air Force facility in Idaho, U.S. is saying. All right then. We move on from there. Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Painful job cuts to come if shutdown drags on, warns Vance. Hundreds of thousands of federal employees are already on leave without pay as the impasse approaches its third week. We are in limbo, a time in Trump's country where shutdown axe looms. In an instant, they were gone. Small town mourns after Tennessee explosive factory blasts. Well, a sad one. They wiped everything off. We don't know who is still alive there, but the Tennessee town came together to confront the tragedy. Well, I'll be telling you more about that. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Those of you who are NFL fans, and ex-NFL quarterback Sanchez released from hospital. Well, Trump cannot deploy a National Guard to Illinois. Appeals court rules. Well. So what do you think is going to happen there? Let's move on to the Latin American area, Paraguay, the Silicon Valley of South America. Well, let's see what they can be doing. The country hopes to build a big tech sector fueled by its vast amount of cheap hydroelectricity. Ooh, that's good for them there. That's a country that when you live in, you won't have doom so. Never. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, Mexico floods leave at least 27 dead and more missing. We are grateful for what Trump is doing for peace. Nobel winner tells the BBC, and Trump calls to White House blast Nobel Committee for not awarding peace prize to Trump. Well, you know what people don't think. By the time he was nominated, this has been already closed. the nomination bid has already been closed in January when it closed. Trump had just come to office where nobody knew whatever he was going to do. So you cannot just say, okay, let's nominate that, because you've not started anything, you've not done anything. But well, you know. All right, then, in Europe as well, Trump says he may send Tomahawk missiles to Ukraine. Ukraine wants long-range missiles to hit back at Russia, and Donald Trump says he may send Tomahawks to Ukraine. Do you believe in that at all? Well. And Dutch government takes control of China-owned chip firm. And in other stories, insipid Scotland edge past Belarus as World Cup play-off secured. And Macron reappoints Lecono as French Prime Minister after days of turmoil. Let's see whether he'll be able to form a government, knowing that, well, if they don't do anything about it, something might happen to them. The telecoms company sent emails to wrong addresses during deadly outage. Those have been one of the stories making the rounds there as well. In Asia, U.S. calls for China to release 30 leaders of influential underground church. The Zion Church, founded by Pastor Jim Mingri in 2007, is one of China's largest underground church networks. Well, so you see how liberty is like. Well. So if you have that Christian faith or other faith, anything, well, come and see what happens. Well, Afghan Taliban says Pakistani troops have been killed in retaliatory border attacks. Well, when one war seems to be going down, another seems to be raising its ugly head. But ladies and gentlemen, it is still coming away from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. On the African continent, 42 killed as bus crashes on South Africa's mountain pass. The dead were nationals of Zimbabwe and Malawi returning home, officials have said. A sad one there. It's all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Kudos net winner as Ghana qualify for World Cup. Okay, let's see. Maybe they can do something different from there. But as Gasca presidency says, attempt to seize power underway. By who? Okay, we'll tell you more. A boy 11 shot a shoes farm worker dead in tragic South Africa accident. The police have also said there. Mali imposes 10,000 visa bond on U.S. visitors in tit-for-tat move. Well, somebody said, who want to come to Ghana? But somebody say, yeah, they want to come there because of the resources that are in there. It's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. Well, voters head to polls as Cameroon. Paul Biya eyes extended term. But we'll tell you more about all the Gabon president's party wins parliamentary majority. And the opposition leader wins presidential vote in Seychelles. Tear gas and arrest in Abidjan as opposition defies protest and go on. One of the stories making the rounds there as well. Madagascar soldiers join protesters as president says they want to seem to be taken over. Okay, and Morocco's king addresses parliament amid mountain protests there as well. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bringing the time now to Starr to 11:21 as we continue here. Yes, so we're going to be moving on. To Ghana, to Nigeria, and then to Ghana as well, and then look at some of the stories making the round there. All right then. Okay, let's move on to Nigeria as well. Did Nigeria's finance minister Wale Edun suffer stroke Now, flown abroad and presidency has opened up about that. We're going to be telling you more about that. Tinubu confirms Wale in this position, appoints Cardoso to lead Nigeria's delegation to World Bank IMF meeting. Well. And Southeast presidency, let voters decide. Obi tells Omahi, Pengassan strike reduced Nigeria oil production by 3% in September. Because they want to maybe bring the Dangote refinery to its knees. But hey, whatever it is, we're going to be telling you more about that. In Ghana, when women succeed, nation progresses. Mahama calls on African leaders to protect women's gains. Now, Health Minister urges leniency for nurse accused of insulting him during a protest. Well, we talk about democracy, but I don't know whether we really understand democracy. I think now it's more of authoritarianism. You don't tell anything about me, and we say, yeah, you don't have to touch the anointed, and therefore I have to come after you, send my troops after you. But while the head minister is saying different when it comes to Ghana, government moves to ban mining in water bodies and forest reserves. VIP announces tough new law. However, Kadman Atta-Mills, the brother of the late president John Atta-Mills, has said revoke small-scale mining licenses without environmental safeguards. So, which one will be? Waiting or which one will be? Okay. It is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Nigeria bust diesel diversion syndicate, and where and who are involved in that? We're going to be telling you more on that. Is it because government is subsidizing? Yeah, it is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. All right then. So we're going to take a break now, and once we come back, we'll be looking at the news, the details of it. Stay tuned and don't touch the dial. Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse. Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Prampram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prampram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Hey, Charlie, you're on your your way to Ghana? Boy, oh boy, you stressed out, tired? God, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenating, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Yo, what's up, people? This is a boy Raskin Bobo One. Tune in every day, every night at the Star Radio UK with the big man them Archie. When I say order, you say fire.
Welcome back to the program. This is Star Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, in celebration of Black History Month, BB Clement presents Afro Global Networking Lounge 2025. Speaker, Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. The event is taking place on Monday, the 27th of October 2025 from 12 noon to 3 p.m. The venue is Stevenson Howard LLP 1 Finsbury Green Circus, City of London, EC2 7SH. Please note, this is an exclusive event with limited spaces. For more information, contact reception at augustineclement.com or call 0203 223 0800. The fee comes at £60 for ordinary ticket and £75 for VIPs. This program is sponsored by Stevenson Howard and hosted by BB Clement. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Star Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. And now, let's move on to the main stories making the rounds this morning for you. All right, then. So what have I got for you? So starting from home here in the UK, as I did say earlier on, well, if you own a diesel engine, a car, well, a major lawsuit against 5 leading car makers accused of cheating on emission test has started at the High Court. The trial is the latest chapter of what has become known as Dieselgate scandal, with the companies facing allegation they use software to allow their cars to reduce emission of harmful gases under test conditions. Now, lawyers say the case is the largest class action in English, Wales, and legal history, and could eventually involve 1.6 million car owners. So, 1.6 million car owners. So, if everybody is being paid at least, let's say, £100, can you just imagine how much it's going to cost them? Boy, oh boy. Now, lawyers say this: the 5 car makers, Mercedes, Ford, Peugeot, Citroen, Renault, and Nissan, all deny the accusations. These companies have been chosen by the court as lead defendants to be tried first, as the case is so big. They have been accused by 220,000 car owners of misleading them over emission tests. But depending on the outcome of this case, 9 other car makers are facing similar claims. The Dieselgate scandal first emerged in September 2015 when the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency accused Volkswagen of installing software known as defeat devices on diesel cars to lower readings on the car's nitrogen oxide emissions. In 2020, the High Court ruled that Volkswagen in 2022 Yes, in 2020, the High Court ruled that Volkswagen had used defeat devices in breach of European Union rules to pass emission tests. Now, Volkswagen settled the class action out of court, paying 193 million to 91,000 British motorists. The company has so far paid out more than 32 billion over the scandal, mostly in the US. The High Court will decide whether systems installed in diesel cars by the 5 car makers were designed to cheat clean air laws. Now, it is alleged that defeat devices allow the car to identify when it was in a test scenario. It will then run its engine at below normal power and performance levels in order to record lower readings of nitrogen oxide. Now, lawyers for the motorists will claim they were deceived about how environmentally friendly their vehicles were, and that the cars still on the road are continuing to emit dangerous level of pollution. Okay, now you do that, and now we have the mayor of London coming to say, now you can't bring your car anywhere, and then what do we do? Forcing you to go and get electric cars. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be quite an interesting one. It's all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let's move on. 11:33. Now, 2 men have appeared in court charged with the murder of pedophile singer Ian Watkins, who was killed in Wakefield prison. The former Lost Prophets frontman, who was serving a 29-year jail sentence, was fatally injured in an incident at the prison just after 19:30 BST on Saturday. Rashid Gedel, 25, and Samuel Dotsworth, 43, both appeared at Leeds Magistrate Court on Monday morning. Now, Watkins, 48, was jailed in 2013 for a string of child sex offenses, including the attempted rape of a baby. Appearing separately during consecutive hearings at the court, both Mr. Dodsworth and Mr. Gedel spoke only to confirm their names and the dates of birth. Now, both defendants were told they would appear before Leeds Crown Court on Tuesday, with no pleas entered during the short hearings. Now, Watkins, who also faces a further 6 years on license if he was ever released, admitted attempted rape and sexual assault of a child under 13, but pleaded not guilty to rape. He also admitted conspiring to rape a child, 3 counts of sexual assault involving children, 7 involving taking, making or possessing indecent images of children, and 1 of possessing an extreme pornographic image involving a sex act on an animal. Now, during sentencing, Mr. Justice Royce said the case broke new ground and plunged into new depths of depravity. Now, Watkins was previously attacked at Wakefield Prison in 2023, although his injuries were not life-threatening on that occasion. But this time round, push, he went. So Samuel Dotsworth and Rashid Gedel will appear in court tomorrow. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. 11:35, and in the next 10 minutes the line will be activated for you to add your voice to the discussions. Well, the Conservative leader needs to catch any straw and do anything to shore up her position. However, Conservative leader Kemi Badenoch has written to the Prime Minister asking him to address unanswered questions about the collapse case against 2 men accused of spying for China. Now, charges against Christopher Cash and Christopher Berry, who denied allegations were dropped in September, prompting criticism from MPs. The Director of Public Prosecution said the case collapsed because evidence could not be obtained from the government, referring to China as a national security threat. On Sunday, Education Secretary Bridget Phillipson said ministers were disappointed it had not proceeded. In her letter, Badenoch said the government account of the situation had changed repeatedly. Naseki Estema previously said ministers could only draw the last government assessment of China, which dubbed it an epoch-defining challenge, and his government has maintained it is frustrated the trial collapsed. Badenoch outlined several key questions which remain unanswered in a letter on Sunday and asked that Starmer or a senior minister appeared before MPs to clear things up once and for all. She wrote, "This is a matter of the utmost importance involving alleged spying on members of parliament. It seems that you and your ministers have been too weak to stand up to Beijing on a crucial matter of national security." The letter queried remarks made by Phillipson to the BBC earlier in the day, in which she said Starmer's National Security Advisor Jonathan Powell had no role in the substance of the evidence of the case. Now, Phillipson also said ministers were deeply disappointed that the case hasn't proceeded and insisted the Crown Prosecution Services was best placed to explain why it was not able to bring forward a prosecution. The Conservatives had suggested Powell, who has sought closer relations with Beijing, failed to give the CPS the evidence it is said needed to secure conviction. Now, Badenoch's question Phillipson's comment, "What does this mean if he was not involved in the decision over months not to give the CPS what they needed? Then who has?" Well, going to be quite an interesting one. But they're saying that as at the time the crime was alleged to have been committed, China had not been labeled as a threat to the UK, and that's how they will look at the whole situation. But maybe, I don't know. So whilst the Conservatives were in power, why didn't they see to try that? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is all coming away from Starr Radio UK. Now, and then let me put it this way. Maybe the Labour Party are also looking at the bigger picture, where they think, interestingly, you know what? We will be able, we want to shore up our economy. We want to have good business relations with China, and this spying on MPs or ministers or whatever, they think that maybe it's not a greater thing as to what benefit the UK can make out from China when it comes to trade. And therefore, as they want to get the economy moving, and we've had the Chancellor of the Exchequer going to a visit in Beijing, and a few visits here and there. So maybe they don't want to rock the boat, so that at least they can get something out of it, because they cannot do like Trump does, where he threatens everybody to make his way. But you know, you have to try. We have a saying. They said dogs fight equals. You know. Yeah, big one and big one. They don't bring a big one and a small one. But somebody said that the UK is a big, strong nation, and therefore they should be able to stand up against. But they are looking at the bigger picture. Is it? Well, let's see what response will come from the government. Ladies and gentlemen, Starr Radio UK, 11:39 the time. Starr Radio UK, the station, the morning show, the program. I remain yours sincerely, the one and only Archie. Okay, now moving on to other parts of the world as well. Okay, straight on to the Middle East, and well, U.S. President Donald Trump has said the war is over as he travels to Israel for the release of hostages from Gaza under the ceasefire deal agreed between Israel and Hamas. Speaking on board the Air Force One, he said the ceasefire will hold and a bond of peace will quickly be set up for Gaza, which he said looked like a demolition site. He also praised the roles of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Qatar, one of the mediators. The deadline for Hamas to release all the hostages is still holding in Gaza. However, as at the time that we came on air, all living hostages have been released. So, when he was asked if he will ever visit Gaza, Trump said he would. "I'd like to put my feet on it, at least." Trump said he thought Gaza would be a miracle over the coming decades. Now, he added that the region will soon normalize with the plans military body, the Board of Peace, to be established very quickly to oversee Gaza. But that's what the Hamas fighters are not agreeing to. They are saying, well, they don't want Tony Blair to be the lead on that. But have they got the cards? Have they got the cards? That's what said there at the time. Well, at least 27 people have been killed in a fierce clash between Hamas security forces and armed members of the Dogmash family in Gaza City in one of the most violent internal confrontations since the end of the major Israel operation in the enclave. Max Hamas gunmen exchanged fire with clan fighters near the city's Jordanian hospital, witnesses have said. A senior official in Hamas-run interior ministry said security units surrounded them and engaged in heavy fighting to detain them. The ministry said 8 of its members were killed in an armed assault by a militia. Now, medical sources said 19 Dogmash clan members and 8 Hamas fighters have been killed since fighting began on Saturday. Eyewitnesses said the clashes erupted in Tel Al-Hawa neighborhood in southern Gaza City after a Hamas force of more than 300 fighters moved to storm a residential block where Dogmash gunmen were entrenched. Now, residents described scenes of panic as dozens of families fled their homes under the heavy gunfire. Many of them displaced multiple times during the war. This time, people weren't fleeing Israel attacks. One resident said they were running from their own people. The Dogmash family, one of the Gaza's most prominent clans, has long had a tense relationship with Hamas, and its armed members have clashed with groups on several occasions in the past. The Hamas-run interior ministry said its forces were seeking to restore order, warning that any armed activity outside the framework of the resistance will be dealt with firmly. Now, both sides traded accusations over who was responsible for triggering the clashes. Hamas earlier said Dogmash gunmen killed 2 of its fighters and wounded 5 others, prompting the group to launch an operation against them. However, a source from Dogmash family said that Hamas forces had come to a building that once served as a Jordanian hospital, where the family had taken refuge after their homes in the Al Sabra neighborhood were destroyed in the recent Israeli attack. The sources claim that Hamas sought to evict the family from the building to establish a new base for its forces there. Hamas recalled about 7,000 members of its security forces to reassert control over areas of Gaza recently vacated by Israel troops. According to local sources, reports suggest armed Hamas units have already deployed across several districts, some wearing civilian clothes and others in blue uniforms of the Gaza police. The Hamas media office denied it was deploying fighters in the streets. So the first phase, that's where it brings the first phase of the peace really going through. But the issue is, are we going to see everything moving the way they're supposed to be? Or with this clashes going on, are we going to be hearing that that Israel have decided to back out of it because they think Hamas is preparing another attack or arming themselves, are not ready to disarm? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK. Let's take a quick break and I'll come back and we continue with the show. I'll be opening the lines for you. So stay tuned and don't even think of touching the dial. This is Starr Radio UK and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
You are listening to Starr Radio Morning Show.
Welcome back to the program. This is Starr Radio UK at exactly 11:46, and let me announce the line open. If you want to call, feel free. You can call us or you can join in via Teams. Yes, call us on Teams. Look for Starr Radio UK, and we'll pop up, and you join in and make your voice heard. So call us via Teams, Starr Radio UK,
Call the studio now. Call the studio now.
All right then. So now let's move on to other stories. As we are saying, development in the Middle is quite interesting one. The last 20 living hostages held by Hamas in Gaza are now back in Israel after more than 2 years captivity. The Israeli military has confirmed the hostages were kidnapped by Hamas during the 7 October attacks in 2023. They included twin brothers Ziv and Gali Berman and Omri Miran, who was pictured reuniting with his wife Leisha. The remains of up to 28 deceased hostages are yet to be handed over because, of course, they have to find the places where to locate where they buried them. Unless, of course, they've dug them, they threw them all in one particular place so that they can come back later on. In exchange for the hostages, Israel is releasing 250 Palestinian prisoners and more than 1,700 detainees. The first groups have begun arriving in Ramallah in the occupied West Bank and Gaza. Donald Trump is in Israel and addressing Parliament. We'll be telling you more. He will then head to Egypt for a peace summit with world leaders. Trump earlier declared the war is over in Gaza. But correspondents are saying that he avoided the bigger question about the next stages of his peace plan. And that's what I've been saying. I said the first phase is just okay. But the 20-point plan, let's see where the second stage is there. How that is captured there. But, ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, Israel has also begun releasing hundreds of Palestinian detainees. The first bus loads greeted by huge crowds in the occupied West Bank. Hamas is pressing Israel to release prominent prisoners, but I don't know whether that is going to happen at all. But ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. We have to move on. We have to move on from there. Well, one story from European front, and then we're moving from there. Now, U.S. President Donald Trump is considering sending long-range Tomahawk cruise missiles to Ukraine. Asked by reporters on Air Force One on Sunday whether he will provide Kyiv with Tomahawk, Trump replied, "We'll see. I may. The missiles will be a new step of aggression in Ukraine's war with Russia," he said. The comments follow a phone call at the weekend between Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, who pushed for stronger military capabilities to launch counterattacks against Russia. Now, Moscow has previously warned Washington against providing long-range missiles to Kyiv, saying it will cause a major escalation in the conflict and strain U.S.-Russian relationship. Now, Tomahawk missiles have a range of 2,500 kilometers or 1,500 miles, which could put Moscow within reach for Ukraine. Now, Trump said he will possibly speak to Russia about the Tomahawks requested by Ukraine. I'm going to tell them, Russia, that if the war is not settled, that we may very well, we may not, but we may do it. Well, why is this not threatening Russia the way he threatened Hamas? That if you don't do that, oh boy, going to rain brimstone and fire on you. But well, it is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, let's move on to Africa as well. Well, in the sad story that is made the rounds this morning as well. Well, okay. 42 Zimbabwean and Malawian nationals have died after a bus taking them home overturned on the South Africa road, authorities have said. The crash happened on Sunday night as the bus was moving through a mountainous section of the N1 highway in South Africa, Limpopo province, local transport officials have said. It then veered off the road along a steep mountain pass and plunged down on an embankment. The other South Africa President Cyril Ramaphosa mourned the high death toll, which includes 7 children, and said this was not only a tragedy for the country, but for our sister states of Zimbabwe and Malawi. A sad one there. We say, may their souls rest in perfect peace. How? What happened? Well, we know that investigation will be taking place, and then yes, bear with me, please. All right, then. So now, still on the African front, Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, the office of Madagascar's presidency, Andre Rajoelina, has said an attempt to seize power illegally and by force is underway in the country. Hours later, an army unit known as the CAPSAT claimed that it had taken over the leadership of the military command and was now in control of all the armed forces, land, air, and navy. The naval. Now, this is the same unit that played a crucial role in 2009 Malagasy political crisis, which helped Rajoelina rise to power. Madagascar was first hit by youth-led protests on the 25th of September against water and power cuts, but they have escalated to reflect wider dissatisfaction with Rajoelina's government over high unemployment, corruption, and the cost of living crisis. Rajoelina's whereabouts are unclear, but in a statement he said there is an attempt to seize power at this time in the territory of the Republic in complete violation of the Constitution and democratic principles. In a translation, he condemned in the strongest possible terms what he called an attempt to destabilize the country. He also called on all the nation's key forces to unite in defending constitutional order and national sovereignty. You know, the constitutional order and national sovereignty never comes into play when people are robbing, corrupting, and people are suffering. We don't see anything of the sort. It only comes into place when people are saying, look, we've had enough of this, let me put it, lack of words, BS, and therefore we think that we have to rise up. And then maybe, then they say, we have to come back to God. So if we talk about constitutional rule and all that brings is people corrupting, stealing, and doing that stuff. Well, but again, somebody will also tell you that we had regimes where there was a military, or times where there were military rules, and the corruption was also on the high. So what? What do we do? Everyone for himself, God for us all? Well. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. At 5 minutes to the top of the hour, the morning show, the program Archie, I am your man. Okay, we've got 5 minutes to cross over to the other side to bring you no other but okay, still there, just an hour ago coming through. The big question on everyone's mind right now, where is Madagascar President Andre Rajoelina? He's been noticeably absent since last Saturday, only breaking his silence with a brief statement claiming he is still a Madagascan territory and strongly condemning what he described as an attempted destabilization and illegal seizure of power. It all began when Capsat, the strategic military barracks responsible for weapons and ammunition, called on all security forces to disobey their commanders and join the population. Since then, the gendarmerie has also sided with the military, and the entire army is now reportedly following orders from Capsat. In a major development, the chief of staff has been replaced. Well, tensions remain high, and all eyes are on now the president, who is expected to address the nation this evening at 7 p.m. But until then, the country waits and wonders who is really in control. Ladies and gentlemen, okay, ladies and gentlemen, Starr Radio UK, my apologies, my sincere apologies for that. It's all coming your way from your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. And let's move on. Okay, still there. I wanted to bring you updates from the elections that are taking place, or that was taking place in Cameroon. But I can tell you assuredly, the Gabon's president's party has won parliamentary majority, but we know that voters in Cameroon went to the polls on Sunday in the presidential election that is widely expected to see 92-year-old Paul Biya, Africa's longest serving leader, extend his 42-year rule for another 7 years if victorious. Now, President Biya will be 99 years old by the end of his new term, continuing his reign in a nation grappling with profound security and economic challenges. Now, political experts anticipate a win for Biya, who cast his ballot amid tight security at a primary school in the nation's capital, Yaoundé. Now, having ascended to power in 1982 following the resignation of Cameroonians' first president, he has since been declared the victor in 7 consecutive elections. But we had one of his daughters coming out to say that nobody should vote for him. But what are we going to see there, ladies and gentlemen? This is Starr Radio UK. But at 92, he looks strong, doesn't he? He's the only wisest person in that whole country. There's no good leader there. He didn't train anybody enough to be able to take over from him. But if you want to know more, you got to stay tuned. Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. In Nigeria as well, the Minister of Finance, Wale Edun, is recuperating in his Abuja home after falling ill. Several sources in the presidency have confirmed. Now, the presidency has debunked viral reports that Wale Edun, Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, suffered a stroke. Now, recall that Edun was flown abroad for urgent medical treatment after suffering a life-threatening medical emergency. Well. The publication said President Tinubu had begun discreet consultation to identify a possible replacement for Edun following his health challenge. Well, what do you think? They said it's not a stroke, so what is it? Okay, but if it is a stroke, I mean, it doesn't mean that if you are in political position, you cannot suffer any ill health. You can suffer any ill health that goes about. Well, it's just the grace of God that keeps us, right? We have people who are as fit as fiddle, and yet they find themselves in this debacle at times. But whatever it is, so coming away from Starr Radio UK. Do you think the government of Ghana is doing enough? The Vice President, Professor Nana Jenopoku-Ajiman, has revealed that the government is preparing new legislation to outlaw all mining activities in Ghana's water bodies and forests reserves. Speaking to the Ghanaian community in Belgium during her visit to the Global Gateway Forum in Brussels, the Vice President described illegal mining, widely known as galamsey, as a national crisis that continues to destroy rivers, forests, and livelihoods. She said the new law will revert existing provisions that permit mining in protected areas and introduce tougher measures to hold offenders accountable. We're working towards banning mining in water bodies. A bill is being prepared to reverse what you saw and to ensure that people are moved out of these areas and properly placed. What is even more disturbing is the fact that when some mine, they just leave the place bare, she said. Well, we're talking about forming corporations, cooperatives, and then getting government to monitor the activities, and by so doing, we'll have a way of controlling whatever they are doing. But what do you think there? In another story linked with that, Dr. Cadman Atta Mills, brother of the late President John Evans Atta Mills, has called for revocation of all small-scale mining licenses that were issued without proper environmental assessment and mitigation plans. In a post on X, on the back of comments made by the Minister of Government Communications, Felix Kwachofosu, Dr. Mills argued that what is currently taking place in the country under the banner of Galamsey is no longer traditional small-scale mining, but a full-scale state-sanctioned assault on the environment. What is happening in Ghana today and playing havoc with the environment is not Galamsey, as traditionally known but legalized organized rape of the environment with equipment, escalators, water pumps, shaft turns, etc. What are totally out of the reach of the traditional galamseyers, he wrote. According to him, the term galamsey originally referring to individuals using rudimentary tools to pan for gold. He has been wrongly applied to sophisticated operations run by politically connected individuals. Do you agree with him? Somebody say, yes, sir, I do. Because what is happening is not one that we can write home about. But ladies and gentlemen, he's calling for the withdrawal or revoking of all small-scale mining licenses. How do you say it? Those who work in that industry, where would they be going now then? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. A final story, then we'll move on. Now, the Customs Preventative Unit of the Ghana Revenue Authority has busted a syndicate that diverts diesel to evade customs taxes. The intelligence-led operation conducted in collaboration with the National Security resulted in the interception of 10 trucks loaded with automotive gas oil, commonly known as diesel, estimated at 540,000 liters. Intelligence guidance suggests that the mode of operation of the syndicate has been recurring practice in the past, leading to significant revenue losses to the state. In order to rid the market of such possible illegal fuel trade, the GRA, together with National Security, has carried out several arrests over the past few months relating to oil marketing companies that have engaged in diversion of petroleum products to circumvent due processes and evade taxes. The GRA said the interception was a strong signal that the authority was alert, vigilant, and fully committed to protecting national revenue and supporting Ghana's economic recovery. Well, it's quite an interesting one. We hope that it's not because
call the studio now.
One is on one side, that is why that is happening. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a break. And once we come back, we will be having HRH Linda Pallien joining in with Career 101. Don't you touch the dial at all as I come back in a jiffy. Stay tuned. In celebration of Black History Month, BB Clement presents Afro Global Networking Lunch 2025. Speaker, Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. The date is Monday, the 27th of October, 2025, from 12 noon to 3 p.m. The venue is Stevenson Howard LLP, 1 Finsbury Circus, City of London. The postcode EC2M7SH. Please note, this is an exclusive event with limited spaces. The fee comes at £60 ordinary, for VIPs £75. For more information, please contact reception at augustineclement.com or call 0203 223 0800. This program is sponsored by Stevenson Howard. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Star Radio UK, we move on to Cyprus, and where HRH Linda Pallien is to join in Career 101. Stay tuned. Questions.
So today I want to look at about 6 broad categories of interview questions, and then I'll give you some examples of what to expect. Interviews are super daunting for a lot of people because of the uncertainty that comes with it. But there are some things that you can definitely prepare for, and the more prepared you are, the more relaxed a process will be for you. So without further ado, we'll get started, I guess.
Yes, so let's go on.
The first type of questions that you can get asked are opener questions, and that you'll get asked within the first few minutes that your interview starts. An opener question is to set the tone. It gives you an overview of how they would like the interview to go, and it's your time. It's your time to shine and express yourself, because it's a relatively easy question, usually about you. So you're the expert on you, and you can set the tone by going in very casual and relaxed. So an example of an opener question will be, "Tell us a bit about yourself." That's an open question, so it's not a yes or no answer. It's fairly broad. They have your resume, your CV, your cover letter. So ideally, you wouldn't go into just only saying what's in the CV and the cover letter. A lot of people do that. Oh, I studied here, I've done this job experience, but the interviewer knows all of that. You can highlight the key experiences, the key skills that you have, but ideally telling them something else that's outside the scope of a CV would help them to get to know you more. You know, this is where you're supposed to be at ease, so you can include your hobbies, you can include some of your extracurricular stuff that you've done, or just personality and value traits as well, to paint a rounded picture about you. So if you get asked, tell me a bit about yourself, this is generally what your interviewer is looking for. What your interests are, what your passions are, and just to put you at ease and set the tone of the interview. Now, if you're in the situation and you're still very nervous, and you've even prepped this question and you're uncomfortable, your discomfort makes the interviewers, however many of them there are, also uncomfortable, because on the one question where you're the expert, you're still nervous, so you can't break the ice easily, and it sets the tone for the rest of the interview. So definitely, if you're asked that, definitely prepare for this question in advance. And I always say that with these questions, you can prepare in advance, write your answers down, know exactly what you're going to say, and it helps you just to be prepared. So that's an opener question, an example of an opener question. And then the second type of interview question you'll have are competency questions. Competency questions are testing your knowledge on certain skills we call competencies in the career field. And competencies are, an example of that is leadership, maybe communication, team working skills. So this will be, tell me an example of a time when you've successfully worked within a team, for example. That's a competency question. And by the framing of the question, you can see that we're looking for an example, a scenario. We want you to build a picture. Because it's well and good to say on your CV, I have great leadership skills. But an example is even better. So in your interview, regardless of what job you're going for, you will be asked at least one competency question. And the best way to do this is to paint a clear and accurate picture which depicts your particular involvement and showcasing that skill. So, for example, tell me a time when you've exhibited good team working skills. I always say that you can use a Starr or Carl format. And if you don't know what that is, read my book.
Yes, that's a good one.
Yeah. But in short, a Starr or Carl format will help you to phrase your answers in a way that paints a picture. Starr, S stands for situation. So within the context of my previous job, or the situation was we had a new project and I was elected team leader for it. So you paint the picture. That's what the S in Starr stands for. T is the task. What was the task about? So we had to put together this new team or do this new project. A is action. What action did you specifically do within the teamwork? Even though the question's about teamwork, you're the one being interviewed, so we want to know your particular involvement in it, what particular role you took within the team to have that outcome. And then the R in Starr is results. Okay, so that's the Starr form, a situation, task, action, results. So when you use that framework, you're able to paint a clear picture. But that's a quick overview about it. If you want to know more, you can definitely get in touch. But that's how to answer a competency question that will showcase the skill that is being asked. The other type of question you can be asked in an interview is a motivation question. A motivation question. So that is, why do you want this job? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Why did you apply to this company? These are testing your motivation, your reason why you're here, and to see if you're a great fit for the company. So ideally, you would have thought about these questions beforehand. A lot of people by default will say, oh, because you're an international company and you have a great ethos or whatever it is, rattle something from their website. That might get you a pass depending on their job interview, but you want to do a lot more to showcase your intent that this was deliberate rather than I saw that you were hiring and I just applied. So the more detailed you can be about what your motivation is, the better it looks to an interviewer. So, for example, I noticed that your team has taken part in this project, and that aligns with my values, and I wanted to work for this company. Or having established yourself over blah blah blah, you've achieved this, and try and be as specific to the team as you're going to be working with. For example, if you went for a multinational company and say you won an award for corporate sustainability, for example, and the team you're involved with wasn't involved in that award, or doesn't really embody sustainability as the overall company does, you won't build the rapport that you need in that interview. So make sure that you do the research to get as close to the job description or the team that you're going to be working with. That will stand you in good stead rather than talking about the company as a whole. We know from your work experience that sometimes the manager or the visionaries goal for the team, for the business, is not always what happens on the ground. So you want to be able to relate as much as possible to the people or the team that you're working with, or people who are doing the job. Okay, so we've had open-up questions, competency questions, and motivation questions. I hope you're following so far.
Yes, we are following closely.
So the next question you will get asked in interviews is a fit question. And again, talking about niching it down to the team that you'll be working with. Are you a great fit for the team? So an example of this question will be, what working environment brings the best in you? And with these, you want to be as honest as possible. It's called a fit for a reason. if it's not a great fit for you, you can't fake it. It'll just be a short-term employment for you. So ideally, you'd be as honest as possible. Thanks to the pandemic, a lot of people have tried working from home or some sort of remote working. So at least now we have an overview of what working in the office is like, what working remotely is like. So you can be able to give a well-rounded answer, or maybe a hybrid environment where you're doing some days in the office and some days at home, and why that is for you. And when you're answering this question, you want to talk about perhaps your personal circumstance as well. Actually, being able to knuckle down in my home office makes me more productive, and that in turn means that I can do more work for the company. You always want to speak to their listening. So if it makes you more productive, why is it a benefit for them? Or being part of a team and working in the office and being available for people to ask questions brings out the best of the teamwork, and it helps with team cohesiveness, and that's the environment I work best in. Will also, depending on what role you're applying for, will help them to fit you in the right environment. Avoid the generic, oh, I'm flexible, because it doesn't say too much. Of course, you can say that you're flexible after showing a preference, of course. But if you're asked, try and pick a side.
Okay.
And then the fifth question that you might be asked, type of question you might be asked, is a self-awareness question. A self-awareness question. And I particularly love these when I'm interviewing, because it really it puts the candidate on the spot, but it also tells you a lot about the candidate. So, for example, a self-awareness question is to showcase if you can be self-reflective and honest. So, what is your biggest weakness, for example? It's an example of a self-awareness question. And you want to see if they're self-aware, they understand their weaknesses and strengths, what they've done about it as well, their weaknesses and strengths, and if you can corroborate the story or not. You know, a lot of times when I've been interviewing people, and a lot of people again stick to the generic answers they'll find online, and they'll say maybe my biggest weakness is that I work too hard on myself, or whatever it is, or I have too much attention to detail. And then you're like, well, your CV is full of mistakes, so I know that's not true. Or you haven't even answered the question properly, so that attention to detail isn't true. You really want to be honest, but in a way that doesn't harm your chances of getting that particular position. And if it does, then it probably isn't the right position for you. Okay. That lots of creatives will say, I like to get everything perfect, and that's usually true of creatives. So that can be forgiven, but how then do you mitigate that? Do you finish on time and then check stuff, or do you give yourself enough time to complete the project? But the more open you can be, the better it will be to place you in the right position for you in the long term. And then finally, what I've dubbed trick questions. They're not really trick questions, but for want of a better word, I call them trick questions in the book. And you may have heard these, or maybe experienced these yourself. These are the sort of Google type questions. I think Google was the first company to make them very popular in the HR space. And you can have examples of, if you were an animal, what animal would you be and why? Or if you were shrunk to the size of a penny and put in a blender, and the blender was going to start in 2 seconds, explain how you would get out.
Wow.
Or how many trees are there per a square mile in the Amazon? Something like that. And these are called trick questions because they're not the most, there isn't a right or wrong answer.
Okay.
But it's to show your thought process. for example, the Amazon question, how would you go about that critical thinking? How would you go about even making an educated guess about how many trees there are? Or if you're an animal, what animal would you be? Shows maybe some of the subconscious personality traits that you may have. When we talk about workplace personalities, we have like a fox, you have a lion, you have the trustworthy mules.
Yeah.
And if you haven't looked at workplace personalities, I know which one you are. Again, it's trying to see what personalities will fit in what environment in the workplace. So think about these questions beforehand, and the more familiar you are with these questions, the less likely you are to be stunned about them. I always use myself for example. I think one of my interview questions straight after graduation, I got asked if I was a flavor of a crisp, what flavor would I be? And I had no idea about this stuff at the time.
I feel I said salt and sugar.
I would say answering, I don't eat crisps because I don't.
Oh my.
But then I ended up saying, well, what I do have is dried mango because it's sweet and it's good.
Oh, okay, okay, that's a good one.
There, but it did during my career coaching training. It made me laugh when I actually understood the meaning of these questions. Understanding some of these trick questions will really help you in an interview to be prepared, but also not to be nervous or to be faced by it. Because I can imagine if you've never heard of these, it can be quite daunting. Well, how would I know? And then you get stuck. And if it helps, by the way, with the sort of critical thinking questions like the Amazon, you can talk. Actually, it's advisable to talk through your thinking process. So you can say, in a square mile, if we say the average size of a tree is X amount of centimeters on whatever measuring system you use, then in a square mile, I can imagine that you fit X amount in. Therefore, and then I estimate that there will be this many amount of trees. It just shows your thinking process and your. You remember in high school math, the process of your work, and even if you don't get the right answer,
at least they know that you were thinking through it.
Exactly. So that would be another way to do it. Even if the answer is completely far off, it will show how you thought about it.
Okay. Wow, listeners. Career 101 with HRH Linda Pallien, and today we've been looking at types of interview questions. Now that we know, because of the COVID and people losing jobs, and all staff, that we know that people will be applying for various jobs, and interviews is something that you cannot do without. But if you're having a problem with any issue there, that is what we've discussed today. But you will have the details when you have Linda's book. You go through them and it will give you everything that you need to know. It's virtually like holding your hands to the interview panel and then you coming out successfully. That is exactly what the book promises to deliver. So it is not only peculiar to the UK, across the globe, wherever you go and you're supposed to be in an interview, these are skills that you need on that floor. But it is Starr Radio UK. Let me ask you just a quick one, and then we can bring the discussion to a close. Now, that's the fifth question. You know, it is like you were saying. Someone might try to impress because I want to be accepted. So they might say things that actually they don't actually mean it, but under the situation, because they are desperate, they want it. Now, how should they prepare themselves in that case then?
There is an outright lie, and then there is bending the truth.
Bending the truth and outright lie. Okay, that's a good one.
Hopefully you shouldn't be super keen to impress, because an interview is a two-way process. It should be right for you as you are for them. But if you find yourself in the situation where you feel you're desperate for this job, you can figure out things that you could improve on that are not detrimental to the job, and then talk about it in a way that is true to you.
Okay.
So you met the weaknesses, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yes. So, for example, if you were looking for a job as maybe a warehouse laborer, and you know that you're not punctual, and they've asked you what your biggest weakness is, you could say, well, in the past I haven't been, but what I have done now is that I set my alarm a little bit earlier, or I try to be. So that was the feedback I received in the past, and then you can show that you're aware of it and you're doing something about it. So that if you do slip up when you're hired, you did tell them, you know, and say that you worked on it. So it's still true for you, you know. And of course, if it's something where it's a just-in-time process, like an Amazon delivery, where you cannot afford not to be punctual, then maybe that shouldn't be the job you apply for.
Yeah. Wow, interesting. Now, one last one. With all these pointers that you've given, the various questions that you put across. Now, if somebody has, at times people get nervous when you use the icebreaker and stuff like that, but still they are nervous. You know that after the first question, still they become a bit. Do you think that people should rehearse that at home? Maybe put a chair there and then sit there, imagine that there are people there, and then try to go through some questions, answering some questions. Do you think that's a good move?
Definitely, and I would recommend it whether you're nervous or not, because preparing gives you this confidence, knowing that you've done everything you could do, and sometimes just being in that position and being able to observe your body language or the way your voice is stuttering as you're speaking, even if there's no one in the room, because your mind, you're training your mind to believe that you're in there in an interview situation. You might find that your voice is shaking, so then you're aware of your tics and you can do something about it before it happens. I mean, I do a lot of interview preparation for my candidates before they go out, and I definitely highly recommend it, because I'm usually the worst first interviewer they'll meet. The interviewer they meet will probably be a lot nicer to them, but because I'm preparing them, I'm looking for everything, the body language, I'm looking at your tone of voice, the eye contact, the enthusiasm, sort of the words you use, even down to subtle nuances. You might say a lot, for example, which might which might hinder your message, or you might use words. Oh, I'm just a stay-at-home mom, or I just worked on the till. You might diminish your achievements. So by recording yourself and practicing this, when you play the film back, and definitely try and record yourself, you'll hear that maybe I say a lot, or actually I made this sound like it was nothing, but it was a big deal. And then you can change the language you use to make it more empowering and more impressive.
Okay.
As it should be.
Okay. Thank you very much, Linda. Listeners, I didn't hear that bit. I didn't hear the last bit.
I said I was just demonstrating the
yes. Yes, it's good. Okay, listeners, it is Starr Radio UK, HRH Linda Pallien for you. We're bringing the conversation to a close. But Linda, before we go, some of your books, and your contact address. Ooh, yes. So over to you. Talk about it briefly, please.
So fantastic. The careers books are out. All of the 3 books in the series are out. The first, How to Career, shows you. The first, How to Career, shows you how to evaluate an opportunity, whether you should be going into a career for, if the career will be the right one for you or not. And it's a simple 6 steps that you can use to evaluate any business opportunity. The second book is The Career Success Tools. This is a thick book, as you can see. And this is everything. you need. You know, how to prepare for an interview, how to sell yourself, how to network if you're a shy person, how to network if you're confident, unconventional applications, everything you need to succeed and to make a lasting career or to make an impression in your career is contained in this book. And it's super practical. It takes you step by step, and you can sort of take what you're doing well and what you can improve on, how to handle your personal, professional, social media. All of that is contained in that book. And the third one is the workbook, which you can definitely take to interviews. Today's program I've been using from this book, and it shows you job interview questions, how to ace your interview. So we talk about it, and then it gives you a place to fill out your interview questions, sort of how to handle objections, what objections might come up in your interview. And it's a super practical workbook that you can take. You can prepare all the STAR examples in here. So you can have this and take this in an interview with you, because then you'll have it plus all the questions you'll ask for the interviewer. So it's super practical, and it's thin enough so that you can take it A5 and you can take it with you in the interview. And it just shows that you're prepared and that you've invested in yourself and you've done the work. So these are all available on Amazon.com.uk and around the world, Japan, Australia, Canada. And they're super affordable books, and they're pretty much all you need. If you can't afford career coaching, this is definitely the way to go. And if you can afford career coaching, then do both. Of course.
Okay. That's good.
So that's series.
Great. Your contact details, please.
Absolutely. You can find out more about the books and get in touch on lindapallien.com, or mychairlinda.com, which will tell you definitely a lot more about the career series and the career books. Also, you can contact me directly on my Instagram at Linda Pallien or at mychairlinda, Facebook and LinkedIn as well. Linda Pallien. Linda is spelled Linda, Pallien Pallien, or at mychairlinda, which is MyCheerlinda, because I'm your cheerleader in success.
Well, she's my cheerleader, and she can be your cheerleader as well. Right? She'll be cheering you all the way to what? Looking for your profession, seeking the profession, all the way to the interview and to the success as well. So, Linda, let me say thank you very much for this wonderful time.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you so much.
Okay. Have a lovely day. We'll catch up later.
Yes, you too.
Right. Yes, so that has been HRH Linda Pallien this afternoon for you on Career 101. And this is where we're bringing the program to a close this morning or today. It's now afternoon, of course, here. And I want to say thank you very much to each and every one of you who tuned in, those of you on the various platforms that we are broadcasting on, to my able producer, Mr. Francis Gaye, as well. Massive good morning to you all. And I say have a pleasant afternoon, and yes, make hay while the sun shines, if there is any sunshine in here, but wherever you are, I hope that you have a good day. Until I come your way tomorrow with a Tuesday edition of the morning show, it's been me, your one and only Archie, saying have a top of the day. Bye bye for now. Ciao.
Body is your man. Bekutu, show them you got the cocoa set. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Harry Song, aka Mr. Songs. This is the Kingmaker Baba for the girls. We're here. This is Star Radio. Don't go nowhere. UK, London. We call them London for home. For here, we call them London. And I sabi you know, just have fun and stay blessed.
Thanks for listening.